It is one of my favoriteest, most goodest times of year. It's the 52nd annual Iowa Car Show and Swap Meet, and we're back. We got a bigger tent, lawsuit is back, and we're gonna be wrenching in front of all of our fans once again. This truck doesn't run, it's been in the trees for years, so we're gonna fix it by doing EFI. That's gonna be fine. I've got a total of about 10 or 11 hours to completely get this truck running, new fuel system, 4-barrel managed full swap, headers, EFI, all the electrical beep boops and whatnots, plus we got swap meeting, going to look at car shows, hot rods, doodads and whatnot. It's a lot. Let's jump in. Okay, so if you remember this truck, we called it Lawsuit for many reasons. Things are falling off and it's probably going to eventually get me into a lawsuit. We picked it up 5 or 6 years ago, I think, and the story goes, the ad said, runs, needs a radiator, I think, or something like that. And I pulled up and the block was stripped bare. There was nothing. And we had to rob a bunch of parts off of another C10 there, throw them on this truck, finally got it running. Had the trailer at home though, we ran out of daylight. And then we eventually kind of just built a rat rod out of the thing. And we took it to a couple car shows and did some stuff, but then the fuel tank failed, we had some other issues, so I pushed it in the trees, and it's been sitting there for a year or two. And we decided, why not bring it back? So we dug it out of the trees, threw it on a trailer, brought it here, slammed it on this lift that Wildfire's let me use. They're right next door, actually. I don't even know if the motor turns still, but we're gonna find out. Bentley, this is his truck, my youngest human I'm responsible for. And he wants to do something with more power. So I said, why not 4-barrel this thing, EFI the thing, put some headers on it, and that should fix stuff like this. Now, this is going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to do it in front of everybody, so I'm just going to dig in and get after it. We got a very small amount of time. Don't worry about that. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, boy. I forgot we robbed some parts off of this thing. Fuel Make It Happener's missing. I got like bubble plastic in there, so that should be fine. And oh, the motor does rotate, so that's good. We're looking good there. We're gonna get the hood off. Chad's gonna help me. Not Chad or the other Chad, but or this Chad. Iowa Chad came to help. We're gonna get this hood off quick. Oh yeah. Hey. Okay. Now what do we do? So this had a little rinky-dinky 1-barrel on it, and we have an Offenhauser intake that's going to have a 4-barrel provision, and then we're going to plop the big old sniper on that. Cool thing about the snipers is you just tell it how many cubic inches you want, and it'll automatically figure it out for us. So we're not over-carbing it, so to speak. The computer will figure it out. What do we need? What do we got? What are we doing here? What do we have? What do I take this off? Where does that even go? Some sort of linkage doodabber. That looks important. Put that there. Oh, there goes my back. I highly doubt this has ever been off this engine. Oh, we're missing an ignition coil. Well, we are at a swap meet, so we're gonna have to go find an ignition coil. I did not bring one. I didn't even look under the hood. Ooh, actually, I think I got one for sale in my swap meet. Gotta go borrow it back. Or do I have to buy it for myself? I don't know how that works. The exhaust, you're wondering. Great question. It's bent in half and rusted right underneath the engine here, so I don't even think we have to take that off. I think it might just come with the manifold. Okay. Yeah. Get out of there. Yeah. Okay, well, it's hooked on something apparently. This is all that was hanging the exhaust on here. Okay, that's probably free. Oh my good, look how I fixed the trailing arm. I forgot about that. Oh wow. Okay. I'm not sure that's how that's supposed to go, but okay, $5. Perfect. $6, $10, $25.
Give me a bag of turkey.
Exhaust pipe laying on the ground. We don't need that where we're going. Gasket is still gasketing, believe it or not. Beautiful. Okay, it was pretty shot actually. Good enough to reuse. You know? Do we want to test fit stuff, or are we just gonna start bolting things on and hope it works?
Alright, bolt it on.
Just snag it on, huh? Okay, that's clean. When you're cleaning your gasket surfaces, you never want to use something abrasive, because you can change the mating surface. So I'm using a die grinder to clean mine. Safety first. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I watch you all the time.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Pleasure meeting you guys. Thank you so much for your service. You guys have thanks for coming out. Absolutely. Thank you guys for your service. How you doing? Nice to meet you. You guys remember that Ricoh lock commercial? Like, Ricoh lock! I think I did it better. Edmund. Well, that might fit. Something like that. Ah, gaskets. I didn't buy these, so I'm glad they came with. Okay, does this look right? Nope. Does it look right this way? Nope. Does it look right this way? Nope. What if I did this? Does this look right? Yep. Okay. So, lay this here. Sounds like me at the dentist. Ah! Or is that Chewbacca? It's probably the same thing. Okay, should we look at the intake? You know, if we do this right, we're gonna gain like 7 horsepower, maybe 12. I'm not quite sure, but big upgrade for the old straight 6. Look at that. I don't know. I think it might be linkage of some kind. Ooh, look at that. Want a sticker? You want the sticker? It fits, kind of. Do 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 do. Beep bop, diddle dap bop dee. Diddle dee dee dee. Does the intake go on first or the headers? don't know. I really don't know what to do with my hands at this point. Let's try to slip this in here. Okay. Uh-oh. I see the problem. As if I predicted my future. Is that what you're supposed to do? Z-bar sleep. I need you to not be there no more. Huh? Wow, this is gonna be tricky. Ha-ha! Woo! That was kind of tricky. You gotta have this to get it all lined up on there, but it's on. Except the back one, ignore that. I haven't gotten there yet, okay? Give me a minute. Just trying to think about it. Even the inner fenders are rotten on this thing, but I like it. It's got Camaro seats. I made a center console out of a whiskey tote thing. Cup holders on a muffler pipe. I mean, we really went all out on this thing. Ooh, I gotta find West Coast mirrors for this, is what I need to do. And this header is significantly bent. I mean, this is tight, and that's like leaking terribly bad. Not very happy about that. I mean, that's a 1/4 inch gap, or 1/8 inch gap. So we're having a pretty big issue here, actually. It looks like initially everything was going to fit, but no. We've got header clearance issues, and how do you fix header clearance issues? The old Tanya Hardin. So I marked it up with the scribe. We got a bash on it a little bit and try to get this to come up so we can get a new bolt in there. My buddy Brian's running around right now trying to find hardware for me because I didn't even bring that. I've got this small toolkit over here and that is it. And after I get done bending and mangling those with the new hardware, hopefully everything will bolt back on. Probably not. I have a feeling this quick process is going to turn into a day of trying to get this all fit, and I've only got a few hours each day to work on this thing, so it's going to be tight. Let's give her a good whack. Close your eyes when you swing. Yeah. Perfect. Good job. Don't tell your mom. You should have had safety glasses on. Hip. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. I'm kind of at a standstill. So why don't we try to yank the fuel tank out of this thing? That duct tape box down there is a fuel tank from a different swap meet that I had never checked to make sure it was correct. It does say 64 to 66 C10 on the box. It's probably doing miles here or something. Oh wow. It looks like a raccoon was living in here or something. I'm pretty sure that was a coon. So these won't come out. I just buzzelated them right to the floor. So hopefully we can slip that. Let's look at this other tank and make sure it's right. Hey, that looks pretty good. That looks C10-ish. I think we might be okay. Yep. It smells like abscessed teeth in here, doesn't it? Kind of like a sour infection. I think it's all the coon pee is what it is. teeth and yell when you pull the trigger. You want to polar it that way? Go your way? Success! You'll take us out. Woo! Thompson's water seal now. That's pretty good. Yeah, alright. You want to help put that one in?
I guess, yeah.
Mazel, you're here, huh? There you go. Quick jerking motion, just like that. Oh, let's see what happened. Did this break off? Oh, it did. We forgot to take the clamp off. Look at that, that's the original clamp. That's cool, huh? Mm-hmm. This is an aftermarket clamp. You can tell because of the way that it is. Oh, fuel line. Bend that forward, there you go. Lift your side. Okay, there you go. Sorry about that. What is this? Oh, this is when, it's a temporary permit I got when we went to a car show. It was like in like October, that was 2019. Or November, I guess. Wild. They pack these differently. Aha! Ooh!
So you got good news, bad news, or in between?
In between.
I got the bolts.
Okay.
I might have paid too much for them though.
How much?
4 t-shirts.
Oh my gosh!
But we got unlimited supply and access now to Kevin's garage across the street where they did the burnouts last year.
Yeah.
So if you guys need any
Oh,
oddball,
the off-road place?
yeah. So if you need any oddball parts, pieces, nuts, bolts,
So $100 for 4 bolts.
$100 for 4 bolts.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Woofed. Okay, so changing plans again. This is why I don't make them. We're going back to putting the intake and headers on because now I have hardware. Thanks. Oh wait, what if we start this? Oh, Kimosabi. Ha ha ha. I may be blind, but I can see. Well, that sounded like the guy from Minions. Gru? Is that his name? Oh. I have to keep practicing that one. That was pretty good. So this is a brand new header. Look at this flange. They're bent all crazy. And headers leak all the time anyway, but this is really not going to help. So I'm going to lay this on the ground, hit this with the hammer until my elbow hurts, basically, and try to get it tweaked. If that doesn't work, I got to figure out if I can cut this so these will kind of float independently, and hope that it helps. That's bending way easier than it should. I think it's worse. We could trust this ground is flat, right? Well, I got an idea. If I did it here, I can get some negative camera out of it. Let's try it now. Oh, yeah. Helped a little bit, actually. Why don't I try to bend it right now? Well, the intake off. Let's bend the snot out of it. Stripping bolts is what I'm best at. Saxophone. I'll be dipped. Like I got it. Yeah, look at this. That's how you plug a heater core off, apparently. Also, I've been looking for that 1/2-inch drill bit for like 4 years. That's pretty good. Okay, so now, do we slowly yet cautiously move forward? Yeah. Soggy bottom britches. That's what I got. I don't have pipe plugs either. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Might have to have Bentley try to swap meet some. Oh no. Took that little stud. I didn't want that. Well, that's really not good. Really not good, Derek.
Can't believe you just did that.
Can a guy just slide this in? Boom! Hey, that kind of worked. That doesn't look good though. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, we're back. Ha-ha! I feel like an unmarked ambulance is going to pull up pretty soon. Guys are going to jump out the straitjacket because everyone here thinks I'm insane at this point. And they're going to take me away. I call it a vacation, so it's been a while. Take me. We're getting there. The header clearancing worked. The beating the other header off of the curved asphalt into the big crack thing over the fire extinguisher box, that worked great. You know, doing an angle valve job with the die grinder and all that stuff on the head worked out slick. We're making progress. I've got to take a break right now. I'm going to go on the other side of the tent and meet some folks, sign some things, and it's my favorite part of these shows is meeting you guys. So I'm going to go do that, and we'll be right back after these messages. I don't have any messages, but we will be back. Okay, so we're back. We got about an hour and a half, see what I can get done before I gotta go do a meet and greet again, which is great. I got pipe plugs. This nice gentleman over there in the really sweet car shirt went to my swap meet space, bought this, and then sold it to me for $3 more. So I lost money. But I got pipe plugs, and that goes into the intake over here. That was a critical part. We were bolting this on before I had to take off, so we're gonna get right back on that, get all this bolted up, because I want to get that Sniper 2 on here, because then the wiring starts. I don't have a battery, but I know someone that could probably get one. Aaron or Mike. This Super Start, well, I don't think it's gonna start anymore. It was in the trees for a long time. Let's test. Better than Elvis. So, I gotta get another battery at some point so we can mount the ECU and the Sniper by wiring something wrong, probably. Alright, let's dig in. My brain's gonna explode. The Fonz is here. That's awesome. I haven't met him yet. That would work, right? Could it? It can. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out. Oh wait, didn't it have a throttle linkage bracketry doodaber? I'm not sure. Might have to do a universally jobber cable thing off of this, which I don't currently have. We've got our main harness connector. We got a harness connector. That's temperature. This one would be the OB1, OB2 Kenobi sniffer thing. This one goes to the screen if you want a screen. But I think this kit has the Bluetooth. There's an app for it, believe it or not. And it goes right to your cellular device and you and then it programs it and also is your gauges. So you can see your gauges on the phone. So that's pretty cool. I need a carb stud kit. So I asked the crowd if they could help me out. We'll see what happens. I did have some in my piles, but I called up there and they're gone. So I don't know. This would work. If I cut this off, that would work. I can get 2, but I need 4. So let's start planning wiring. This is new. It's a distribution module. I've never used this before. Oh, okay. Yeah. So power and ground, and then this will run everything. All this stuff plugs into this. So I think I could just mount this right here, could I? I could, if I wanted to. Or this way. Or down here maybe. I don't know. Here. Screw it to this thing. And it even came with the wire, which means I have to start wiring now. I don't want to. You have to. I know, but I don't like it. Well, you need to for it to run, so toughen up. Fine. I'll do it. Juice boxes and gumdrops. Okay. Yeah. I am thinking in my head we mount that over here because then all this junk I could just right there. Gonna start at the battery and then work my way back. You know what I mean? There's sweat dripping into my boots from my shoulder blades. Figure that one out. The Drippy Boots sounds like a pretty good country band. I guess it would have been 2-3 years ago was the last time I used this truck, according to the battery stamp. Okay, we've got this thing mounted in here by hammering the screws into the fender. Now, I could just follow this thing and then we're done. Okay, wow, yeah, switch, trigger, sniper pedis, sniper men power wrists, sniper SW, of course. Sources, glove box, ignition box. That seems pretty easy. Oh, this is not a double kick. We apologize, there's quite a bit of music going on. We got live music, people having a good time, car stereos, random motorized vehicles. There's drones everywhere. I think I saw a hot air balloon dropping car wash earlier. It was, you know, it's Wisconsin. Sniper main power red. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This thing is the puck that is the blue teeth boop, boop thing. This right here, see? So we just plug this into this cable instead of the monitor, run this into the truck, throw it underneath the dash, and our phone connects to this, to the computer. It's wild. But I think it's actually cheaper even to do it this way than have the little rinky-dinky like 3.5-inch screen thing. If you don't want people to know you have a sniper, say you got like an old school classic car or something, you don't want that little dash showing, that little screen. So you just hide this puck, and if you want to make a change or look at something, you just pull your phone out. So I'll run this through the firewall. We're going to get rid of this old school temp gauge, and because we need that provision for this guy. And it's looking like I don't have the right adapter. I got a key in here. This thing is nice. I didn't realize that. That's awesome. That's old school Spectre.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that.
Feller brought some carb studs and a spacer. I think we'll have to run the spacer because these studs are 58,912 feet long. But this way we can keep our feet moving. I don't have an adapter for the coolant temperature sender. We're looking for one of those, and I called Donnie, he's up in my swap meet space, to try to buy a drill or trade or something, somebody out there, because I'm gonna have to drill a hole into this nice header that's crooked and bent, and I don't know what that was. And then we're gonna put an O2 in there. So we'll see what happens. That'll be able to go right, boom. Sweet. Well, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Guess what? The brand new Offenhuser intake has 4 holes to bolt your carburetor or whatever up, right? 2 of them aren't even threaded. So if anyone has a 5/16 tap, that would be pretty sweet. Anybody carry that in their pocket? Didn't think so. Okay. So we're hunting for one of those now. So we've hit how many roadblocks? 7? 12? I've never seen this before in my life. Okay. Now we're going to lift the truck up, poke a hole in this tent, and try to crawl underneath and come up with a plan for a fuel pump, because it's the only thing left that I can do. And I'm guessing the fuel pump is probably bad. So I'm going to ask now if anybody has an electric fuel pump on standby. That'd be great.
Heavy devil, red bear, in the moon bear, fire the bear to run around.
Yep, there's the thing right there. It just comes over here and then whoop, goes up front. So I think, I think what I'm going to do is mount the pump right here, and we'll go rubber line right into this hard line, and that hard line goes up to the tank and is already plumbed in. Bentley tightened that up for me. and then we'll just run new rubber, hopefully, all the way up to the fuel thing. So let me get some tools, we'll knock this out. And now that I have a drill that we swap meted, I have some self-tappers I found in my toolbox randomly. I think that fuel pump came with clamps. Boom, right here.
Welcome to the tent. We work on Chevy trucks.
Ooh. Oh. That's not good. It's kind of awkward. The lift is great, but I can't lift it all the way, otherwise we'd rip the tent out of the ground. So it's like at a ish height. This is a rusty fuel line. Oh. Oh. That's not gonna work. Gotta try to pre-drill this. I thought they were self-tapping screws, but they're not. Aha!
Broke the screw right off. Yeah.
Okay, here's where we're at. I don't remember. Does anybody here know where I'm at? Well, I know where I'm in Iola, but what about this thing? Oh yeah, I broke the fuel pump. Okay. We have other parts that might be easier than doing the fuel pump. We put a Offenhauser 4-barrel intake, headers, we got a fuel tank in it, and then we kind of sputtered out. So I'm gonna bring this back to the ground, and we got a tap and die set because the new intake didn't even have threads for the hardware, believe it or not. I've never seen that before. Has anybody seen that before? So let's get this down and see if we can get something done. I think they kicked me out at 5. So, see what happens. Okay, so I think I'm gonna tap this intake next because I'd like to bolt on the fuel make it happener sprayer upper thingy and get that out of the way. Is that the right size? Okay, you don't want to tape up the intake. Get those metal shavings into the engine. Good, resurface your bearings that way. Oh, we're doing pretty good today. O'Reilly's has their motorsports booth here this year, so they're right across the way here. So it's really cool to see that O'Reilly's really getting involved in the hobby, and my car wrap is an O'Reilly wrap. And speaking of which, next weekend we'll be at the Stafford, or what are they calling it? New England 900 at the Stafford Motor Speedway, racing the old Crown Vic with the O'Reilly wrap on it. It looks really good. It's a little longer track. I don't have the rear end gear for that, but we're still gonna hunt for that W, I'll tell you that much. We've been pretty close. We've had a lot of top 5s. I keep getting told I gotta be a little more aggressive, but I just don't like being the guy out there wiping people out, but that's gonna be a lot of fun. So behind the scenes, I go directly from here, load everything up, and drive from Wisconsin all the way over to Connecticut. It's like 18 days on the road or something like that. Do some racing and meet you East Coast fans. We're really looking forward to it. And the pizza pies, of course, you know. El Gascato, please go on. These are really crooked. Oh, wow. Okay, are these even remotely in a shape that we need? Fits like a glove. Does it go this way? It can't. It's got to go this way. Okay. It's only 5 months till Christmas. I just realized. Favorite time of year. If only everybody treated each other like they do during the month of December, the world would be such an amazing place. Okay, top gasket. Yes! It might actually look like I did something today. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here, we're gonna put this on now. All right, hold on. We're gonna plop this right on here. We're gonna. That's not even remotely close, is it? What is going on here? I don't know. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna throw this right on. We're gonna plop. We're gonna just toss this on here quick. Okay. All right. And then this one. I don't think you're supposed to hit those. There's a computer in there. Okay. Okay. Come back. Okay. All right. Close your eyes. All right. I think it worked. Yes! Well, thank you so much. I think it went really swell today, and I just want to thank Offenhauser for not drilling any of their holes and making it very difficult. Thank you. Man, it looks like we did something. This is great. Whoop-ah, whoop-ah. I like it. Wired. Oh, excuse me. Wired. That's pretty good. Oh wait, I got this one too. Connected. Technology. Invisible waves in the air. Phone apps. Illuminatum. Is there coolant in here? Oh, there is. Okay, this is gonna get bad. Should we maybe like pre-guess? This one's looking pretty good. Problem is, you open this pack. These are getting expensive. It's like 17 bucks. So if this one looks pretty juicy, I'm gonna try to do the hip hip, but I don't know if I can move that fast. This might actually work. Ooh. Coolant temperatures. Complete. Okay, man, we're done. No, we're not. We're not even close yet. Have a feeling, because there was a fuel pressure regulator included in the boxes, that the Sniper 2 is not internally regulated. So now I got to figure that out. A, what pressure do I need? I don't know. B, where do I mount that thing? I don't know. And what else is there? Oh, I think that's it. How do you adjust it? I don't even know. So I'm going to dig through this book. It's getting bad. I got to read the constructions. See if I can figure out the fuel pressure really quick, and try to get that pump up, at least zip tied to the frame, and some of this stuff in place, because that'll put me in a really good position to try to fire this thing up tomorrow, which would be great, because then we could go buy more junk in the swap meet. Okay, plan. So it looks like we got to go from the fuel tank to a filter, to a pump, to a filter, to the Obi-Wan Kenobi, back out into a regulator, back to the tank. Couple things, we don't have a return on this tank. That's a thing. I'm gonna have to think about that. They do make a Corvette filter that returns to the filter, but they have special fittings in order to run those set filters, and I don't have that. So I may have to run a fuel line into the filler neck and figure that out. Okay. It's gonna get messy. Yep, sure enough, there ain't no return. I don't know why I was shouting that. This still has the radio on it. So, I'm not gonna be able to find, is there a fitting company here? I don't know. I don't think there is. Is there a fitting company here, like Fragola or any of that stuff? I might have to go shopping tonight. That's what we're gonna have to do. Well, they are putting up the walls behind me, which means I'm about to get kicked out of here. So that's gonna do it for the first day working on Lawsuit here. We actually got quite a bit done. Headers are on, intakes on, the Holley Sniper 2 throttle body's on. Some of the wiring is done. We got like fuel pump, and we got to figure out what I'm going to do for the return and things like that. And then we got to see if this thing even still runs. But we're going to try to do that tomorrow, hopefully. See you bright and early then. Well, we are back. Day 2, 52nd annual Iola Car Show and Swap Meet. We got a great crowd here. These people are awesome. They're going to be hanging out on the bleachers over here, watching me wrench live. Yesterday, I got the Offenhauser intake in, the header, the TBI on, and the wiring done. We're down to an O2 sensor, which is going to be interesting to figure out on the headers. And fuel tank. We've got a fuel tank issue because we need the return. So I got to figure something out with that today. If all goes well, we're going to turn the key on Lawsuit this evening and hopefully hear this thing run for the first time in long time. So let's jump in. Where, I don't know. So the Sniper 2, I've learned by watching the deconstructions, this doesn't have fuel pressure internally regulated. So we have to run an external regulator, and that'll be on the return side. So I got to get a feed line coming up, and I think I'm going to start there because I got to put the pump in and everything else. And then we'll work on the return, hanging the regulator, setting all of that stuff. Blippity bloop, floppity bleep. Okay, so we got a fuel pump over here. I got to get that mounted to the frame. The self-tappers I thought were self-tapping are not tapping, they're just selfs. So I got to pre-drill them, and then filter before, filter after. So we'll probably just do filter before. You know, the pump will grind up whatever else gets through there, and then run that line up and in, and then we can figure out the back. The other big issue is I don't have a return on the tank, so we got to throw a line through the filler neck, or just punch a hole in the new tank. Allegedly, we'll see. Brand new Milwaukee steel chuck drill I got for $100 at the swap meet. That's a good deal. Really good deal. Okay, that bit's probably broken. Don't worry about that. The second one broke off. Well, we might be zip tying this thing on, but I don't even know if I have zip ties. Updates. I've snapped my only good drill bit off to pre-drill these. So we're going right to zip ties. You know, if NASA uses them, why can't Lawsuit have them, you know? There we go. Oops, I caught the brake line in with the zip tie. That's fine. Stability is what that's called. No, Okay, so now I need 3/8 line and fuel filter. Thank you. Hook. Love you. Okay. I got 2 fuel filters in the kit, and I don't know which one is which. One's a 10 micron, I think. The other one's like a 90,000. Trying to find that. Here it is. 40 to 1. See, but that doesn't tell me which is which. I'll have to Google the part number, I guess. Okay. This. Don't need that. Not using those. I gotta find hose clamp laters. I think they're right here. So you're supposed to have like 2 filters, pre and a post filter. One's like 100 micron, the other one's like 10. Well, the 33033 Kenco in Mexico Wicks is like a 20 micron, so I think they're intending that to be the post filter. I'm not really going to run a post filter. I'm going to put this big one in the front, and I'm going to call that good. We got a brand new tank, and plus I just don't want a bunch of garbly gook and 50 fittings up here. So we'll run this right to the pump, and then we're going to run a line straight up to the TBI and call that good enough. And the pump will chew up everything else, you know, turn it into dust. Should have a marker and write the date on there, but I don't, okay? Need a chunk of this. It feels way hotter today. Look at that. That almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Nope. Oh, the carrier bearing is not really carrying anything anymore. Wow. Yeah. Not working. Bentley! Come here, buddy. So I'm going to throw you up here.
Yeah.
This fuel line.
Yeah.
Just get it down behind the engine so it falls down so I can grab it, okay?
All right.
Ready? You getting it?
Yeah, do you see it?
Yeah, I see it now.
How do I get down?
Just swat down. I got you. Okay, buddy. Thank you.
Yep.
Yay, no injury. My eyes are like leaking. You know what I mean? It's got to be 207 degrees. Okay, that's plugged in. I need some wires. Well, we're going to wire it later. I'm going to plumb it first. So let's bring the truck back down and plumb that line in. Okay, here we go.
This awesome couple as they're appearing in the Oasis each day from 11 till noon.
Pictures. This little fella goes in right there. Wow, I don't have the right tool for that, but we'll use a croissant wrench. Croissant wrenching. Urch. And we need a whistle do. This hitch on the front here is taking my shin off 58 times. Okay, this thing is in the way. There's ether in these. Wow. Okay. The old Cosby sauce. We don't have a trash box going, do we? Start one over there. That looks fixed.
Good morning.
Where are we gonna hang this? Probably right there, because I could reach it easily. What if I try to put it there? Would that be trick, yo? I'm trying to learn what the kids say these days. Or would it be... That might work if I flip this around the other way. Nice thing is this has an in and an out on both sides, so you can choose. Or they can do dual feed, like if you have a a Holly double pumper, if you're trying to jump a Coke can in a Walmart parking lot. Or if you got single feed, you just plug one and return, and that's how you get the pressure and the springs with the and the doodabbies and the whatnots. But I flipped this over to here now, so now I'm thinking right there. Here to here, there, through the windshield into the filler neck. Okay, plan. Hardware's pretty good. Comes in the kit. Oh no, it's just a melted nub. The old back is barking today. Well, can't the guy just get a screw that works? I got like none drill bits left. I'm gonna have to try to pre-drill this again. Is this a hammer drill? It is. That's a good deal for $100. What is this made of? Titanium? I don't understand. Well, no wonder the self-tapper wouldn't work. My goodness gracious. That was a lot of work for that. So 40 more minutes, we'll have the other two screws in. Second part I've had, not threaded. Has the hardware, but they never threaded it. Can't just get anything good anymore. They don't make them like they used to, I'll tell you that much. Cross thread's better than no thread. Success. Ooh, wait. I have a wrist runer to do that. Now we're in business. Boom. Boom! And then we need that. Perfect. I like the way that's looking. go. Then it's gotta go this way for that one, and it's gotta go this way for that one. Wow. Yeah, ain't my first hose clamp. Okay. Can a guy just ruin his fuel tank? So here's what I'm thinking. This isn't under high pressure. It's like a pound. It's a dribble. I think I'm gonna take a punch and just smash a hole in the tank, and then take this and lightly smash it into that hole, and then I'll turn it a couple times so we can say we threaded it. Then I'm gonna put this on that, bam, back to fuel line. And then we'll just remember to never fill the tank or turn left hard. Okay. Plan. Tell me that didn't work slicker than goose poop on a pump handle. Look at this. If I had a little pipe dope, I could pipe dope it. That might be working actually. Let me get a croissant wrench. I think it's actually threading in. It worked.
Did it work?
Worked. There's your fuel return. What do you think?
What did you do?
I had to pound a hole in the tank with a chisel.
I didn't even notice. It actually looks normal.
Looks normal? Hey, all right.
No.
Okay, I need you to run a fuel line for me. Okay. So take this, put it through the engine like this one. See how it goes through the frame? You gotta follow that same hose. Through that piece. See it?
Yeah.
And you might have to go under the truck.
Yep.
And then we need it to come up through that small hole in the floor over here. It smells so bad in here. I drove this truck to a car show using a bottle torch as a window defroster. Hey, if it works, is it a dumb idea? You know what I mean? It could have shattered the glass in my face, let's be honest. But it didn't. By golly. I'll be. Look at this. They made a hole in the frame in 1965 for when you put fuel injection in 2024. Pretty slick. GM engineering, you know what I mean? Snailed it. Every time I come under here, it gets worse. Let's leave. Boop. Okay. Blue means fuel. I don't think so. That's what we got. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Fuel line is in. Completely. Return is done. Inlet's done. Regulator's in. Fuel filter's in. The pump, of course. Now we need to wire said pump. We got an extension cord that was running our thing over here. This is now our fuel pump wiring. It's the right gauge, plus has this really nice UV coating on it, you know, for when this gets pushed in the trees again. We know the fuel pump's gonna fire on this thing, 0 doubt. And we got an extra wire if we want something like a strobe light on the roof or a subwoofer. We got half the wiring done. Just planning ahead. Looks like the red one is the big one. So let's make red white. Red is white. White is red. If you know like I know, you don't want to step to this. It's the G-Funk era, funked out with the gangster twist. I got 4 minutes and I gotta go sign some stuff. There's gonna be a cord hanging off my truck for a while until I get back. Okay, we're back from a meet and greet. We ran a little bit late. I felt terrible for everybody standing in line. It's really hot out here, so I ran about an hour over, which means we now have like 50 minutes to work before I do another meet and greet. So we gotta kind of hustle here. Where I left off, I got my extension cord hanging off the fuel pump, which is my wiring. I gotta come up here and get the nuts I forgot. Get that bolted in. And then I'll zip tie it back up this way and we'll get that plumbed into our, whatever this is, power distributionals module thing. And then we got O2 sensor and that is it. We've got this system licked. And then I have to try to start it in front of everybody. Should be fine. Also, thanks to everyone that's been feeding me. Most zoos don't let you feed the animals, but I've got like pork rinds and beef sticks and like 40 pounds of nacho cheese. I've got cheese curds. I've also got some Wisconsin homebrew cold snacks. It's pretty nice. Appreciate you guys. The Vice Grip Garage community is just, I say this a lot because I sincerely mean it. The salt of the earth, the best people out there. Love you guys. It's been a lot of fun. We're gonna be back next year again. I don't know what we're doing. We'll just figure it out as we go. Trying to figure out how to run my extension cord. I think we're gonna come over the fuel lines. We can maybe zip tie it there and then bring it around. Getting woozy. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting what I'm doing and where I'm at. Okay, this is fuel pumpage, which I believe is log 1 and 2. Finally, someone that gets instructions. Giant pictures in color with words, like everything. So fuel pump positive. Oh no, what did I do as positive? We have 3 colors. That's why they make fuses. I guess we're gonna find out. Don't think I used the green, that was for my strobe light. White must be positive. White is red. White is red until you're dead. Oh, no. I think we're there. I think we've got the things that need to happen on the thing. Oh, 12 volt switched. We don't have that. That's the last big little thing we need. I can't believe this has a battery hold now. I must have bumped my head. Brand new battery, 20 bucks. Fire test. It's pretty good. New battery's in. I just realized after a day and a half of work, I still don't know if this engine turns over at the key. So maybe we should do that now. Okay. Oh, wow. We got a headlight switch hanging from twine. That apparently, I must go to something up here. Well, hey, let's just see if we can, let's just see, can a guy just get power right here out of this crazy harness? No. 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 Yes, that's 12 volt right there. It's still 12 volt. It's not switched. Oh wait, we got switcheroonies up here. That's hot. Oh wait, key's on. Turn the key off. That's gonna be it right there. Okay, meter is off. Key on. 12.39 all be dipped volts. Off. On. The great thing is, it says right on the fuse panel, the one that I'm getting this from, not used. Well, now it is. Okay. I also just ripped the rest of this quarter panel off, or the rocker panel. That's fine. This seat is terrible. So I put out an all units call up to my swap meet spot because I remember loading 2 of these. Is the other one gone already?
Out the other one.
Yeah, so we have 1 left. This is a very old school Bosch super coil. And I'm actually missing one of this truck. So Donnie sprinted down here like the wind to give this to me. How's it going up there?
Great.
Good?
Great. About sold everything.
Really?
There's just like 3 tables left.
We might get a double cheeseburger tonight.
Yeah.
Woo! Thanks, Donnie. That's what I'll need. Let's see if it's long enough on the other end. Oh, I think we got it. I mean, it's not going to look the greatest, but let's be honest. You know what I mean? Is this my right? Yeah, here we go. 12 volt switched. One, 2, 3 down. Right there. Oh, I need a female spade fitting for the other end, and I might actually brought that. I did. I forgot that. I didn't fix my clutch yet. That's on the never fix to-do list. Okay, we should get blinky lights and maybe a fuel pump. None of any of that happened. Are the fittings loose on the battery? Oh wait, it might not prime because we don't have a program on it yet. Let me tighten that anyway. Okay. It's alive. Okay. Yep, we've got a health light. Let me put that on before I short something out. Powertrain is on. Okay. That's great. So I think I'm gonna do the ignition coil next after I get these in, and then should have fuel pump, ignition, 50% compression, then O2, then we crank it, hopefully. Boom. I think those are for like brake booster, lightning whirler advantages, stuff like that, but we're not worried about that where we're going. Looks like this was bread tied to something. Oh wait, I might have an extra bolt. I might be too big, I might need a 5/16. Sure enough, probably not. Yep. We're getting there. Boschesses. Should we test this thing? Oh, she's a hot one. It's great. That is good. I always like to test these before I start troubleshooting ignition stuff. There's 2 copper windings bathed in oil in this, and they create a electromagnetic field. Isn't that wild? I'm holding science right here. So you can flip your meter over to the horseshoe mode, run it across both posts, and then negative and positive in the center here. And you have to look up your application, but usually 1.5 to 3 across, and 7 to 15 into the center post here. This one's hot, she's at a 10. So she's wound tight, ready to make some sparkles. So I'm gonna throw this thing in, we'll cross that off the list. Now we never see that again. We probably got spark now. Jam that against the fuel pump. This might spray fuel for a little while. And then it'll come down on the sparkles. So we'll leave that. Does this even have oil in it? I don't know. Oh, it's overfull. Perfect. Okay. Now O2. I don't know what to do here. I got the O2 thingies. So normally there's like clampulators and then like this pad. You could drill a hole, use these 2 clamps, and clamp it to your exhaust system. My exhaust system is open music pipes. I think these are supposed to be like 18 inches away from the end of your header, something like that, or head. I don't know. There's distances. I don't think we have very good distances. So I think what I'm going to do is take the collectors, which are down there in the box, bolt one up to a header, drill a hole in that one, and then affix said equipment to that, and then bolt that to the header, and then wire this into this, and then this into this, and then we're done. Should be easy. Nope. Probably not. Just don't do what I do, okay? But it's gonna work. So now, did I bring a Christmas tree bit? I don't think I did. Do I have one?
I saw when you were.
Oh, sweet, thank you. Ha-ha! Put her in the vise. Is Bob Vila still alive? I'm not sure. I hope so too. I'm gonna lift this thing up, let's bolt this on, and we are dangerously close to turning the key on this. I just gotta find some old lawnmower gas or something to put in it, you know? we're gonna use that bad boy. Updates. The O2 thingamawidget clamper doodabby 9000 sniffer whiffer is in loosely. We've wired it. We've got all of the sensors plumbed. We figured out our fuel return. We've got an electric digital fuel pump in here. So I'm going to lower this thing down, and the next step is I have to download an app. For real. That might take a while. I got to get an app, and then we're going to connect that to the Holly, and then inside of that app, we're going to tell it how many cubic inches this engine is. I wish I could put like 555 or something like that. But it's a 230, but I keep it clean, you know. And then it's going to create a base tune, essentially, and we're going to send that to the ECU. I'm going to put some gas in this, and we're going to turn the key on. Hopefully it'll prime the pump. We're going to do a couple tests. I'll double check things, and then we're going to turn the key and see if we could fire this thing up. It's going to be really cool. So it's going to be a straight 6 on a 4-barrel fuel injected setup with headers. It should sound like a terrible sewing machine, but just pretend it's cool. You know what I mean? Okay, so let me get this down and we'll get started here. Yeah. Whew. Another item repurchased from myself. I'm not a very good swap meter because I just keep buying my own stuff, but I never sold it in the first place. So I think that's a double negative. But anywhoos, we got a Vice Grip Garage gas jug here. This one's got a long spout. We're gonna fill the tank. And then we got an older jug down there with some lawnmower gas from the 70s for the grounds here. And we'll fill this one again and then refill it. I wanna make sure there's enough in here that it grabs the pickup tube and the pump isn't struggling or overheating to try to get us some fuel pressure here. Yep. This smells like it has Sta-Bil in it at least or something. No, it's rust, probably. I feel like this was a snowblower fuel from last year. We borrowed this from Iola. But they were nice enough to give it to us for free, so I don't, you know what I mean? It'll work. I ain't got wheels. I'm just in this circus tent all day. Living on Tulsa time. You're welcome. Blue teeth. It's probably this BLE thing. Maybe the app? Reconnect. Cancel. Add device. Next. Pair device. Search. Boom, found it. Connecting. Things are happening. Update required, let's do it. Bluetooth firmwares. Install it. We're in updating the 000834-BLE. Do I hang this here? I don't know. Okay, it's updating. That's how it goes, you know. Okay, I am in the setup wizard. This is pretty cool. Normally you got it like on the Sniper 1, you got to scroll through 74,912 snipers and choose the correct one. This one already says, hey, I know what this is because I just connected to it, so that's great. We're gonna go through it. It says 4, 6, 8, or terribly running straight 6. I'm gonna select terribly running straight 6. Cubic inches, 10 to 1,000. Wow. This is a 230, but we're gonna cheat and I'm gonna say 250. Why would I do that? I want this a little rich. You know what I mean? Select the camshaft type. I don't see 3/4 race cam on here. I see stock, mild, street strip, and race. So obviously race. Let's pick that. Target idle speed. Let's go with 700. These are sewing machines. Select the ignition type. So we got Hyperspark ready to run, Holley dual sync, magnetic distributor. All of those sound like a bunch of money. That's not what we're doing. Down on the bottom is the peasant options. It says coil or a CD box. So we got a coil. So let's go next. Select the power, all motor, not impressed, supercharger or turbo. So we're gonna do all motor. And then it just says create base tune. Boom. And now it says your tune is ready. I know you can't see this, I'm just doing this arbitrarily. Maybe you can have a flashy pop-up. No, we don't have that budget either. Yeah, okay. So now we're gonna say upload, loading fuel, loading sensors, loading spark, loading idle, loading system, success, done. Cycle the ignition and start your rig. That was it, done. Now look at this, I got RPM, TPS, IAC position, battery volts, which is 12.28. Coolant temperature, it's sitting at 99. My air fuel ratio, ignition timing, they got it at 15 initial, pretty hot. And learn status and CL status, all on my phone. This is actually connected to the Sniper 2 in here. That's pretty cool. Now this is where you get kind of nervous. Oh, we got a fuel leak. That didn't take long. Let me get a croissant wrench or a vice grip and ruin this fitting and try to slow that leak down. And then we will crank this thing and just see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. Or is it leaking from here? Oh, it's leaking from here. Battery, yep, tight, sure. These things are plugged in, extension cord is on, fuel is hooked up, fuel return leak is fixed, filter's in, this is all bolted down. I don't know what that wire is that's cut. The ignition coil is laying on the fuel pump. We've got gas. Clutch doesn't work, but it's in neutral. Okay, should we try it? See what happens. Okay. There's something I say before we crank over old project cars. Do you guys know what it is? Okay, I'm not gonna say it. We're gonna see if you guys know. So on the count of 3, you guys yell it, and I'm gonna twist this key, and it's going to run, not run, or go through those bike fences. Okay? So, ready? Be loud though. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Oh, no, maybe. Let's try it again. Oh, wait. It's got to tickle the key, maybe. Hold on. That might be our O2 sensor. Let's try it again. Okay, I need some help. Mike from O'Reilly, do you want to turn that key for me and I'm going to rack this throttle? Let's see what happens with our powers combined. Okay, key off, and then key on, and then crank it. Okay, so I think we're losing ignition maybe. All right, this is, we're just gonna have to figure this out. Okay, so here's where we're at. We just tried to fire it. It did fire. It ran for 1.3 seconds, shut off. If you prime it, it'll do the same, shut off. It sounds like the ignition's cutting off, but it could also be a lack of fuel. I don't really know what's happening at this juncture. Also, the 12-volt keyed ignition source that I found, I really don't know if that's falling away when I let go of crank, and that could be shutting our fuel pump off. So I'm kind of just scrolling through this to make sure everything is correct, and then I've got to get back to just basic fundamental troubleshooting, which is fuel, spark, air compression, and kind of go from there. So let me turn the key on, see what this keeps saying, and then we'll kind of start running through the basics. It just primed, I heard that. I saw the fuel pump running, and it says ignition or chassis good. So I'm gonna crank it again. I just want to see what happens if I crank it. Almost. Oh, fuel pressure. Let's go ahead and add another variable in here. I don't have a fuel pressure regulator gauge. So I don't know what the fuel pressure is. Could it be running out of fuel? So let's go ahead and just max that thing out and bend the spring wide open. You know what I mean? Nothing fits the adjusting screw, metric or standard, because why would it? I need this. They're not very delicate. It doesn't fit, believe it or not. I don't know why. Let's try that. No betters. Huh. Well, we have our classic nail biter. I went through the wizard, I reset everything up again just to make sure. I've checked the IAC and TPS position on these. You got to make sure the throttle position sensor is under 1%, so the computer understands where physically the throttle blades are. All of that seems to be checking out. I've got my fuel pressure regulator maxed out. That seems to be working just fine. So everything on the checklist checks out the checklist. So this is a brain scratcher. I'm gonna have to think about this one, see what's going on. But we heard it run, right? Yes, okay, all right. We're gonna make this thing run. It's gonna be idling like a kitten, we'll figure it out. I'll do some research late in tonight. We'll dig into the wiring tomorrow, but they are closing me in. And I don't wanna get stuck in here because I eat a lot of food. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for hanging out, braving the heat today. Be sure to drink lots of fluids. Appreciate all of you. Hope you're enjoying the 52nd annual Iola Car Show and Swap Meet and the 2nd annual Sasquatch Vice Grip Garage Zoo exhibit. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Well, hey, good morning. It's day 3 of the 52nd Iola Car Show. Lawsuit fired yesterday. It ran for a little bit and then quit, then ran for a little bit and quit, and then ran for a little bit and quit. But today we're going to fix that. We've got a couple things we could check off the list. And then I think this thing is actually going to be running on EFI. We should have time today to go through the clutch, maybe start looking if we could find parts for the trailing arms, maybe figure out some sort of exhaust. I don't know, we got all day. And we're gonna let the fans shine juice this thing. So we're gonna get the hood on, have a bunch of fun there too. So let's go ahead and dig in. I'm gonna say hi to everybody this morning and get to rocking. It's the last day, and then we gotta clean all this mess up and scoot over to Connecticut. Oh, perfect timing. So we've got so far an Offenhauser intake, which converts it from a 1 barrel to a 4 barrel, you know. We got headers on this thing. We got the Sniper 2 on it. Hooked it to my phone last night and programmed it. It's pretty wild. Ooh, I need this wire later. That's a top pocket find. We got it to fire, but it would start and then quit. Start and quit, start and quit, over and over. And that was right at 5 o'clock last night, and you said, you know what, I'm ready to get off my earth pounders and go have a cold one. So we kind of just left her there. So sorry about the suspense. But sometimes in a project that happens, and it's best to just walk away and scratch your head for a while. And last night, I got to thinking, we're running out of fuel or spark or both because the systems are independent. How is one controlling the other? And that's when it dawned on me, well, wait a minute, they have to talk to each other. So my theory is I got to hook a wire in this harness from the negative side of the coil over to the Sniper, so the Sniper knows that it has RPM and is running, because it would fire off the crank signal and then quit. So I'm going to look into that today and see if we can get this thing fired up and idling. I'll probably go ahead and just make a whole nother tune, and I'll kind of talk you guys through that. I know you can't see my phone, but it's actually pretty mind-boggling how that stuff works. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take this yellow wire over here, the not used wire, and hook that to the coil, and it's either gonna melt stuff or work. And I just found this blue wire on the ground over here and the bike fence that the school donated. So I'm gonna extend the yellow wire to the blue wire and hook the blue wire to the green wire that's kind of green, well, it's more brownish over here. So the next guy has no idea what's happening. You know what I mean? So give me a minute, we'll wire that up and then we'll try this thing out again. Okay, I got the blue wire hooked to the yellow wire that goes down to this wire that is taped and spliced into that thing. This big green wire here is actually a extension cord that I permanently borrowed from Iola, and it's running my fuel pump. The remainder is down here. I'm gonna splice it back together and maybe they won't know. So the wiring is pretty up and up on this truck. So we're gonna continue that fashion. So I think, should I just whip this around here? Yeah, that'll work, right? Right, good, I'm glad. It's supposed to rain today, like around 2. So I'm trying to button up as much as I can before it gets really humid and wet. And we gotta load the trailer, we gotta load the truck, we got tons of stuff to do. Jessica gave me the, you stop playing around and get that running look this morning over coffee, so I better get on it. Okay, we got it wired. I think that's gonna tell the sniper this thing's running. But first, I'm gonna lift it up and secure the O2 sensor better, because yesterday I think I just lightly threaded it on. And if it's cavitating between the two, I'm just using words that make it sound like Scientology. Oh wait, no, that's not. Automobile-age. Engineering. So let's do that, make sure that's right. Just trying to cross off any variables here. Okay, dokie, artichoke. Ooh, artichoke, sun-dried tomatoes, and like a, I don't know if I want a basil sauce or like a marinara sauce. Some of those squiggly noodles, sounds pretty good. Okay, the O2 sensor is locked in. I guess you need those for the air-fuel mixtures stuff. I'm gonna lower this back down. We're gonna put another tune in because yesterday I was really messing with it. It's actually pretty cool. You can put a bigger fuel shot in, which is your startup enrichment. You can hold your IAC open, which is like your throttle blade essentially, or an air leak. You can make all these different adjustments right from your phone to the truck. And I was doing that yesterday, just trying to get it run last second there. So it is, my graphs look like this, you know what I mean? So I gotta just let the wizard start over. It's probably smarter than me, I'll admit it. This guy's like, yeah, absolutely smarter. Yeah. I'm gonna actually find the casting number on the engine. I've just been calling this a 230. It could be a 250, I don't really know. So let me see if I can find the casting number on the side. We'll get on the line, beep booper, and see what we actually got in here. 399, I think. They could be 8s. We might have to circle around. 399 4257.
67 to 72, 250.
250. 67 to what?
72.
So he found 67 to 72, 250. So that's pretty neat. That's another like 1.25 horsepower. It's pretty awesome. Which also means the old timer that had this truck probably swapped on it, which means the first engine got blowed up. Which is wild because this is clearly a super low mileage truck. So I don't know what he was doing, but it's on its 2nd or 12th engine. Okay, 250. The reason I asked, and we double checked that, is we're gonna go through the wizard right now. And the first question it asks is, what kind of engine do you have displacement-wise between 10 and 1,000? Oh, I gotta hit the button over here. This thing hanging out of the window is the Blue Teeth adapter module Doohippie 500 over here. Normally you'd like hide it under the dash or something. The Sniper 2 can have a monitor or it cannot. The reason it cannot is it's cheaper with Blue Teeth. So guess which one I got? Blue Teeth. Setup wizard 6 of 8, select ignition type. Next is a power adder, time and control, hyperspark distributor, hyperspark ready to run, Holly dual sync distributor, magnetic distributor, non-time and control coil, negative or CD box. Remember, the RPM source sets the source of your RPM signal. You should only need to adjust this after making changes for your ignition system. So, coil negative, right? Obviously. Okay, that's what we just did, is we connected. I'm actually double checking myself as I say this. Yes, we connected the coil negative. Next, power adder. Supercharger or turbo. Twin turbo. Okay. And then create base tune. And that fast it says, well, you can't see this, but I'm going to show you anyway. It says, your tune is ready. And there's like a 69 Mach Mustang in the background. Not quite. I kind of see it, but okay. Upload. 1, 2, 3. Hey, there we go. That's not too bad, huh? Wow, pretty snappy. Well, there you go. EFI on a straight 6. Awesome. It's really snappy, So now I've got my phone out here. This feels so weird. Air fuel, it's running real lean because it's idling. It's about 20. Idling about 860, 870. So I can actually just stand here, watch my phone, and bring the idle down. There we go, about 750 RPM. Runs like a Swiss watch. That clicking you're hearing is actually the injectors firing. They're a little noisy, gotta be honest. So this is like probably the 5th or 6th straight 6 that I've put EFI on, and I gotta admit, it really, really wakes them up. Even though I'm a diehard carburetor guy, it's hard to get the right CFM and jetting and all of that stuff, and this just takes the guesswork out of it. So let me shut this thing down. Let me know it starts. Well, that's great. No fires yet?
No fire.
Nice. Didn't even smoke really, did it? No, wow, great. Let's change the oil on this thing, and then once the engine cools down, we can try to get the clutch going and actually see if this thing will move under its own power for the first time in a few years. And another thing I forgot to mention this morning is, towards the end of the day, if you don't want to shine juice it, but you just want to check this thing out, we'll make some room for you to come in and take a look. Because I know you're just staring at a beautiful mint condition grill, and you can't really see what's going on the inside here. So, do we have anything to put oil in? There's a pretty big crack in the ground here. Oh, we don't have an oil drain pan. I do see a cooler over there. Okay, let me try to figure that out before we start getting too far ahead, but we'll continue on and see if we get this thing to move now. Is this Bentley's oil jug? How much you want for it? 35? You take 20? 20? Okay, let me go get you some money. I gotta go ask the boss. Thank you. The cash register was open. I don't know how to open it. I grabbed the 20. There you go. You're welcome. Sweet. This is not gonna work, is it? Oh!
There we go.
Wow! Look at that. Oh. I don't really keep up on schedules, you know? Hey! Nailed it! Oh. Fresh oil for sale, 20 bucks. Oh, what are we gonna do about the filter though? I cracked that off, it's gonna... Redneck cooler. Oh, that ain't coming out. Think that'll go? Not quite. No. So anyway, a guy broke his belt. Fixed it with a zip tie. And I was about to break this guy's belt, and then I said, let me check the filter to make sure it's the right one. This is like a Honda Accord or something. So I don't even have a filter. But that also means we don't have to take it off. So we'll leave that old one in there, I guess, and just put new oil in, I guess. To be fair, I did say oil change, not oil and filter change. No. You didn't even question it? It's fairly cool enough now where I can only get second-degree burns on my arm trying to figure out this Z-bar. That's what runs the clutch pedal, if you're not familiar with the Manuel system. But the headers were drastically in the way, so I just deleted everything, of course. You know. So now I think we're going to have to massage this with the Tanya Harding a little bit and try to get this bracket back in here. And, oh, I did keep the hardware. Look at that. Wow. And try to get my clutch back so I can get this thing on the trailer, hopefully. I was looking at these bolt holes thinking there's no way in a pirate's cabin this would ever work, but no, we're gonna go this way. Oh, the whole rod came off. That's not good. Could have been an accountant. You know, but here I am. I have successfully started one bolt. Well, I dislocated 3 fingers and got the bracket on for the Z-bar. Now it needs adjusted, and maybe that's the whole reason I thought this didn't have a clutch, which was reason number 37 of 59 why we pushed it in the trees, is the Z-bar is fluctuating and moving so much that the rod, the pivot rod, is not actually hitting the clutch fork very good. So I'm going to make some adjustments here and see if we can actually get this working. I'm getting pretty excited here to drive this thing. Of course, I'm sure we won't have brakes. But we've got bike fences and people. So between that, it should stop each direction, right? Okay. Tightening up the pivoting ball on the frame side to try to keep this thing from rotating so wildly. I got my O2 sensor wrapped up in here now. I'm gonna have to deal with that too. But let's see if that works. So I'm gonna lift the truck up now and try to twist my forearm in betwixt the headers and adjust the rod length so that it actually pushes the clutch fork. And then technically we should have a clutch, single engine, 59 says no. Okay, let's get after it. Why? Why? Why is this happening? How could that just get shorter? Doesn't make any sense. I don't think there's enough adjustment there to do adjustment things. But the clutch worked before I took it off. Well, we think it did. I guess I'm not really sure. So this is a clutch rod. Sits in the Z-bar, and when you hit the pedal, clutch pedal, it pushes the rod down, which levers this into the clutch fork. But I don't have enough adjustment on it all of a sudden, so I'm trying to clean this up, get these nuts so I can move them around so I can get this adjusted in there. Nice. Location. Come on. Break free. That just doesn't want to go. Ooh, I got an idea. 1,400 foot-pounds ought to do it. Oh. Kroll works better than Busch Light. Who would have thought? Nice. Okay. Clutch rod unfrozen. It turns out cold snacks aren't quite as good of a lubricant as Kroll. But we got her fixed up. Some little boy gave me this yesterday. It's pretty rad. So I'm gonna head next door, meet some folks. This is my favorite part of these shows. People often wonder or ask, why do you do these anyway? You could be at home doing revivals and stuff. Yes, but meeting you fans, everyone that makes this possible from day one, is my absolute favorite part. So I'm gonna go do that, and we'll be back after lunch, hopefully get this clutch going, and we're gonna shine juice this thing and clean it up. It's gonna be great. This thing runs, believe it or not, on Holley EFI Sniper 2 thing. Up here on the bench vise is the clutch rod. This is where I'm stuck at. I'm trying to get the truck to move now under its own power for the first time in several years. So I'm gonna try to adjust this rod, get this rod put back in, and then we'll fire it up, see if the clutch works, get this thing moving forward and back. I gotta get this in my trailer tonight by 4 o'clock, so pressure's on a little bit. And then here about 1:30, 1:45, if I can stay on schedule, those of you that are interested in Shine Juice or any of our wipe-on patina preserver products, we're gonna let you come on in here and you guys are gonna shine this truck so you can give it a try, see what it's like, see how easy it is, ask questions, all of that stuff. We'll be able to help you out and I'll be in here with you. So let me lift this truck back up, and I'm gonna stand in an awkward pose because I can't lift this all the way up. Try to get this clutch rod in and see if we can fire this back up and move it. So hang tight. Okay.
Talk about things that nobody cares. Where
did that cotter pin go? Fixing my O2 line. That's in the, it's like wrapped through the, from the, over here. Okay. I'm feeling clutchage. We got pressure now. It feels like I'm moving the fork. So let's fire it up and see if it goes into gear. Yes. Ha-ha! Success! All right, that's great. Great success. Here's something else wild. It has brakes, believe it or not. Wow. Pretty much a go on the town rig. What are we missing on it? Nothing. Oh, the hood. We put the hood on this. We're ready to go. The back tires, I don't know if you can see them where you're standing, but they probably only have about 1,000 miles left on them. Cords are hanging out. Okay, so this is great. I think I've accomplished what I wanted to. It starts, it runs, it moves, it stops. Let's throw the hood on this thing, and let me check the time. Get my timepiece out. Oh, we're ahead of schedule. We got about 45 minutes. We're gonna start shine juicing this thing and polish it up.
So Derek's with some fans right now. We're gonna actually let some fans shine juice this thing. I think he's gonna let them come in and put shine juice on. All I'm doing is just getting it clean before we put it on. We'll tell them what this thing's got on it. So also for the clear coat, we're using the Vice Grip Garage waxy grease remover. And so what you want to do is you want to wipe this stuff on wet, and then you want to get another clean rag and dry it. So what that's doing is bringing all the surface contaminants, anything that's on the surface, right to the top, like this. And before it dries, don't let it dry on its own. We're coming back and wiping it dry. I'd say it had some stuff on it.
Well, that's going to do it for Iola. This show is an absolute blast. This is our second year. We're going to be back next year, so mark this down on your calendars. I don't know what project we're going to do. We might turn it up a notch, but for now, Lawsuit is back, and it's badder than ever now that it's got EFI, 4-barrel headers, We still got a lot of work to do. The suspension is a wreck. There's some rust repair we got to do. We got to go through the brakes and everything like that, exhaust, you name it. So you'll see it again. Thanks to everybody that came out and hung out with us. This is absolutely incredible. And for those of you that couldn't make it, thanks for the support, liking, subscribing, doing the bleep bloops and the comments and all of that. I'm gonna go meet some more great folks for a couple hours, and we're gonna pack up and head over to Connecticut and see you East Coast fans over there. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you very much. See you next week.